so I'm getting ready to go out again for a ride, and I've got my new Sedici jacket. It's a ventilated mesh jacket for safety, to be safe, because I like being safe. I just started the, I just changed the oil in the bike. It's ready to go. So I'd like to talk to you guys about safety and riding, and why it's important, and why it's important to why it's important to have safety gear, to always wear safety gear. Always be safe out there. Oh, slippery. Ground's a little slippery where I changed the oil. Anyway, always be safe. Wear the proper safety attire. Make sure that you're watching other people, because that's a bigger thing. Honestly, one of the biggest problems that people have is the other drivers. So you have to watch out for other drivers way more than on a car. On a car, it's not the end of the world. You can, you know, you got a big box around you. They can see you really well when you're in a car. On a motorcycle, not so much. So now a big bike like this, they can see me pretty good. But on a smaller bike, or one that's not quite so big, not the best thing. So this is my first time taking the bike back out since changing the oil. After my 600-mile break-in, it's at like what's the miles on this thing so far? I'm on the lean angle setting. Let's see. Range 142. 27 miles per gallon. So it's telling me, go now. What's the problem? It keeps doing this thing. It was doing this. Waze was doing this earlier, changing like it wasn't. Like it wasn't programmed right or something. So anyway, so be careful, watch where you're going, watch the other drivers, keep a close eye on other drivers. You should be driving defensively on a motorcycle and offensively. It's one of those things. Motorcycles are great fun, but they're also a lot of responsibility and a lot of risk. I say risk. I got my wallet. I had to check to see if I had my wallet. I just left. Wanted to make sure I had my wallet with me. Anyway, there's a lot of risk, but the risk is not that great. It's not as great as people think. There's a stigmatism to motorcycles, and what it is there's a lot of people out there that haven't ridden motorcycles, that don't know, and they're thinking, they always are under the impression, oh, they're dangerous, you're gonna hurt yourself, you're gonna hurt others, you're gonna whatever. And a lot of the problem with that is that people that haven't ridden motorcycles don't know how safe they are, and they don't think logically about the safeness that they are. Okay, for instance, why do cops drive motorcycles? Why are there motorcycle police officers? If the bikes are so unsafe, if motorcycles are so unsafe, why are there police motorcycles? I mean, wouldn't they be worried that they're going to be killing a police officer in the line of duty and having to pay out tons of money because the police officer, they'd have to pay for them because they were riding a motorcycle? If motorcycles are so unsafe, right? So in other countries, like in Europe especially, let's take Europe as an example. In Europe, let me adjust this camera up a little bit. In Europe, motorcycles, there's a lot more motorcycles on the road, and there's a lot more motorcycle police officers. Like half the police force up there is motorcycles. So, so they're quite safe. I mean, it's the drivers. It's the drivers that are unsafe. Yeah, you gotta watch the people behind you. You gotta watch where you're going. You gotta keep an eye on other people because other people are not noticing you anyway. So if motorcycles were so unsafe, why would police officers be riding motorcycles, right? And as far as that goes, you know, why would half of Europe be riding motorcycles? There's a lot of people in Europe ride motorcycles. The European countries, motorcycles are not looked at as, you know, dangerous. They just drive them and that's it. What I think a lot of the problem here in America is people don't know how to ride motorcycles, and they get out, they get on a motorcycle dealership, they pick up a motorcycle, they don't know what they're doing, and next thing you know, they're going 150 miles an hour and being stupid, okay? That's one scenario. The other one is this. They're inexpensive. You can pick up a motorcycle, not one like this, obviously. This is a $17,000 motorcycle, but you can pick them up for, you know, $4 grand, $3,000 or $4,000. You can pick up a motorcycle that'll kill you real quick, and that's really fast. And that's what I mean by kill you. The speed will kill you real quick. So that's one main thing is the inexpensive. What's this guy slowing down for? This object in the road? Yep. The tire in the road. Jeez. Watch out, people. See, I like Waze. Waze tells me when there's an object in the road. So Waze told me there was an object in the road ahead, so I knew to be prepared to look out for an object, right? A tire or something like that. The benefit is I didn't have to change lanes or anything to avoid that object. I just went straight. I was just stayed where I was, stayed the course, and just went there, right? And that's another benefit of motorcycles. You can just go the way you're going. Pothole. See, now I just kind of watch the truck. I back up a little bit and watch the tires to the truck and stay in his tire track, and I can see where the pothole is. If I stay where he is, if the pothole's in the middle, I'm going to miss it, right? So there's a truck in front of me, and I can see their tires. And if he swerves to avoid this pothole that's in the road, that Waze tells me is in the road, then I'll know to watch out for the pothole, right? So the smart rider is always watching everything around them. It's always watching the situation. So anyway, that's the live rider. People that are dead obviously don't do that. So anyway, what I was gonna talk to you guys about today was, and I'm not speeding. I'm only going 77 miles an hour. I'm not really going real fast. What I was going to talk to you guys about today was, number one, my jacket. I'm basically doing a jacket review. So this Sedici jacket, it's in the wind. It's what's the temperature out? It's 91 degrees out right now. It's 91 in Florida in the summertime, and it's completely bearable. It's not a 3D mesh, so the mesh isn't there's big holes. It's the real fine mesh. So like my arms right now, I don't feel a whole lot of wind on my arms, but the arms are mesh, right? And I do feel quite a bit of wind on my chest and my back and underneath my arms and stuff like that. I feel quite a bit of wind going 82 miles an hour, going 80 something miles an hour. I do feel quite a bit of wind, and it's very comfortable. And let's see if I go a little bit faster. 95, 90. Feels about the same. So anyway, but I have good protection. The jacket has CE level 2 armor on the elbows and shoulders. I feel a lot safer with this jacket on than I did with the t-shirt on. So to me, if I have to sacrifice a little bit of heat in the summer, even in Florida, just to be able to be a little safer on the road, I will. You know what I mean? So I'm maybe sacrificing a little bit of comfort for security. But see, that's my choice. I'm choosing to sacrifice a little bit of comfort for some security, and for knowing that I've got some decent armor. If anything happens, you know, and I happen to go down for whatever reason, you know, I'll hopefully still have my arm, you know. I won't lose a limb. I need to get some pants, or at least overpants with a couple pads in the knees and stuff, for when I'm just doing a trek like this where I'm not really going out racing, I'm just commuting, like a commuting ride. So it tells me there's a vehicle stopped up ahead, you know. Anyway, which I like Waze for that. Anyway, so like I was saying, I think a lot of people run from the cops. Let's get onto this subject real quick, because it's pretty interesting. So I was watching a video about this guy online. It was a YouTube video of, you know, running from the cops. Now I won't run from the cops. If a cop pulls me over, I'm pulling over, and because I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm having to push the bike because I'm afraid of getting a felony, right? You know what I mean? I'm an excellent rider. I'm sure I could probably outmaneuver the cop and filter between cars, you know, cut lanes, which is illegal in Florida also. But I could do that and probably get away from the police officer pretty easily. You know, the bike's quite a bit faster than the police cars. Not faster on top end, but faster over, like from 0 to 60, and from 80 to 120 or so. You give this thing gas and it takes off. I downshift a couple of shifts and give it gas and it's gone. There's no catching you. The cop's going to have to slowly roll up to the 120. He has to build up that speed. While the motorcycle is like instant speed. It's instantly there. As soon as you hit it, boom, you're there. you're doing 120 miles an hour. You're doing 140 miles an hour in seconds, not in like less than a minute, like in seconds. So anyway, so I could evade the cops, but I don't want to, because I don't want to risk being in that position where I've already made the decision to evade the police officers, right? So now I have to keep riding in that speed, and I'm looking over my shoulder, and now I'm looking up in the sky for a helicopter, and I'm avoiding traffic cameras, and, you know, and then I'm worried, did they get my tag? Did they get my tag on my vehicle? Did they get, because, you know, it's licensed to me. It's not a stolen motorcycle with no tag on it. It's my motorcycle. How am I going to explain when I get home, oh, well, you evaded the police officer, we're sitting here at your house, you pulled up on the bike, we got you, you know? No, it wasn't me. Or you're wearing the same jacket and everything, you're dressed the same helmet and everything. We got camera footage of you from the back evading us, you know? So you, like they say, you know, like they say they used to say, you can't beat a bullet, right? Well, you can't beat a camera either, you know? The cops all have cameras on the front of their cars. You can't beat video proof of you speeding, you know? You can't. I suppose you can beat it, but good luck with that. You're going to jail. You're going to jail that night, right? So that's one of the things. But I do understand why some people do get in that situation and decide to take off. So say they just bought the motorcycle and they don't even have the tag on it yet. They just bought it, which is a terrible thing to do, is to try to evade the police officer while you just bought a motorcycle. Because number one, you're not familiar with the bike. I don't care how many years you've been riding. You'll never. It takes several thousand miles before you get really, you know, comfortable on a motorcycle, any motorcycle. That's why most motorcycle accidents. That's why a lot of motorcycle accidents. So I had to scratch my face. That's why a lot of motorcycle accidents are people test driving bikes, people that haven't owned the motorcycle for more than like 6 months. You know, they've owned the motorcycle for a short amount of time. They haven't had it long, and they have an accident because they're not used to the bike. They've only been riding it for a little while, and they haven't gotten used to it. And their confidence level went up once they, you know, started hitting some corners, putting a little bit of miles on it, and they think, oh, I'm good. I can go 180 miles an hour on this thing. Nope, you're not that good. You think you are, but you're really not, and you're not that used to the motorcycle. So, but anyway, if you are in that position where you just bought the bike, you could be test driving it, or you could be, you know, you could be just going somewhere, you know, you could have just got it, you're on the way home, for whatever reason, and you don't want to get a ticket for going 70 in a 55, right? Or 70 in a 45. You gassed it. Okay, put yourself in the position of there's nobody around, right? But there's nobody on the road, or very few people, like there's nobody in danger. Your next vehicle is that truck way up there. And I gas it, right? I'm doing 70 right here, 76. And I gas it and I go, say 90. In this lane, that truck's way over there. Pretend there's nobody else here. That truck's way over there. And I gas it and get up to his side doing 90, right? Who have I endangered? Nobody. I haven't endangered anybody but myself. You know, technically, I've endangered myself by going at a high rate of speed on a motorcycle. So I zip up there and get beside that truck. Maybe I saw that truck, you know, tire looked funny back a couple miles back, and I thought he was going to lose a recap, and I was afraid it would fly off hit my bike, so I wanted to get up beside the truck. I wanted to get up there and get beside the truck. So I roll on the gas. I zip up here and I go 93, and I'm like, okay, there, I'm beside the truck now. Well, a cop sitting over there on the left clocks me and does 93, right? So he pulls out behind me and puts on his lights. And I'm on a motorcycle with no tag on it because I just bought it. I haven't licensed it. I might have insurance on it, which I should have. I should have got the VIN number and, at the very least gone online and added the motorcycle to my insurance, or got insurance right then while I was sitting there. Anyway, so I've gone and I'm in a position where I haven't bothered anybody. The only reason that cop is pulling me over at that point is to get money. They want to get money. They need to, pay the bills, man. They got to pay them bills. So they're going to pull me over to give me a ticket so that I can pay a fine. That's all they're doing. They're wanting me to pay that fine. That's all it's about. So I can kind of see the irritation and the willingness to, like say I want to pass this truck right here. No, I'm not endangering the truck. He doesn't have his blinker on, but he's got stuff in the back and I want to get past him real quick. I go up here, now I went 94 miles an hour just up. So if I came over this hill and there was a cop right there and he's clocked me at 94, who was I endangering? All I did was speed up and get past the truck. I wasn't endangering anybody else, even though there's more cars around me. Technically, you could say that I was endangering. I was possibility of having an accident and the car behind me hitting my bike or something if I had an accident and causing a major problem. But for all, for what it's worth, really, I wasn't causing any major problems. And I'm not endangering anybody but myself if there's nobody else on the road. So I can kind of see why a motorcyclist would be like, the hell with this. I'm not getting a ticket because you want to fine me because I decided to gas it a little bit, in a section to catch up to a truck or to catch up to something. So I know I can win. So I'm just gonna gas it and get the hell out of here before you have a chance to catch me. And it's very tempting to do. I personally wouldn't do it. I'll pull over, I'll get the ticket, I'll pay the fine, whatever, hire the lawyer. And they have an interesting thing in Florida. If you have nothing on your license, if you don't have any points on your license, right? So I haven't had a speeding ticket, running a stop sign ticket, no license. I don't even have a parking ticket. If you have no points on your license and you get a ticket in the state of Florida, you can hire an attorney and they will get rid of the ticket for you. Not just plea it down to NOLO or something like that where you basically plead guilty but it won't happen again. No, it doesn't show up at all. They get rid of the ticket because you don't have any points on your license, and they keep it that way because I guess there's a way of doing it here in Florida where it's like, well, he's not a repeat offender. He hasn't had any tickets. He hit the gas too hard on one time and you caught him doing it, and so he won't happen again. So pay the fine or whatever the fee, and you're out of it. They plea it out. I got a ticket in my car like 4 years ago in Central Florida. I was speeding. I was going through these little towns, and the speed limit changes rapidly from 65 to 55 to 45, like within 2 miles. And I was still going the speed above, or 10 miles over speed above the thing. So the cop pulled over, followed me for a while, gave me a ticket. Well, I found this out. In fact, I contacted a lawyer, and the lawyer said, well, if you don't have any tickets, we guarantee you we can get this off your license It won't even show up on your license. It was like $150, and that was it. Done. I paid them. I never got a ticket. I never had to go to court. They didn't go to court for me. They just filed the paperwork or whatever, and boom, it was gone. I had no, it never showed up. I can go to the DMV and pull my driving record, and it doesn't show any tickets. So I've checked. I checked when I got my when I got insurance and all that kind of stuff. My insurance is awesome. It's affordable because I have no tickets. So that's a pretty interesting thing, right? Anyway, I don't like being behind trucks. I like to get over and get away from trucks. So I'm going to get over. Pass this truck up. But I'm going to scooch over here to the left side of the lane so that I have a exit point in case something happens. And the wind coming off the front of the truck always like pushes you, man. I forgot. Like, I didn't forget, but it took me a little bit of getting used to. My GTS 1000 cut through the wind a little bit better than this one does. But still, the pressure from passing a truck kind of leans your bike. You got to kind of lean into it. It's real windy. So, anyway, I'm going to turn this off. These are the things I want to talk to you guys about. And I'll do a longer review of the jacket at nighttime. I'm going to do a nighttime ride in it tonight. And I'll do a little bit more recording at night so that I can talk to you guys about this jacket, the Sedici. I picked this jacket up from Cycle Gear for $99. And I can't believe I got it for $99. It has level 2 armor in the shoulders and elbows. It's got a back protector. It's not a very good one. It's just a foam piece, like, you know, most of them. It's fully mesh with a zip-out liner. And it's, so far, it's fairly comfortable. It's not bunching up, and I can feel the wind blowing through it. So, not as much on my arms as I'd hoped. But I can still feel the wind. Like, the wind blows through. I'm not sweating my ass off in this thing. So this is nice. It's a pretty nice jacket so far. I'm pretty happy with it. So, there's that. So let me turn this off.